Today's agricultural fact of the day has to do with the age of beginning farmers. So I am back to the USDA 2022 agricultural census that was just conducted. These results were released in February. And today's agricultural fact, there were just over 1 million farmers with 10 or fewer years of experience, an increase in the number of beginning farmers from 2017 of 11%. Beginning farmers are younger than all farmers with an average age of 47.1. The average age of farmers overall is actually 58.1 years, so that's all across the board, and that has increased from 2017, but it was less than a year increase, so although they keep getting older, at least it's not as drastic as it has been in the past. I have talked about the age of beginning farmers before. I think it was about a year and a half ago. I did a fact. It is concerning to me, but also I have enough of a grasp of agriculture and farming to understand what those transitions look like a lot of times. And by the time that the younger generation, even though they may be working side by side with those older farmers, the transition does not happen until the older generation is basically unable to do anything. So I think that this does skew the number, but this is a conversation that we have in class. Part of the reason that that age is so high for beginning farmers is because farming is expensive. It is expensive to purchase property. You've got land taxes, you've got all of this overhead, and it's just a lot. Many times people will work in other careers, obviously not owning a farm, build up enough equity and income to be able to purchase a farm. Or in some instances, which I was never lucky enough for this to happen, where a farm got handed down to me. And typically that doesn't happen until the older generation is too old to really carry on with the operations, or the older generation passes away. But a lot of times that can be really messy with succession planning and when people pass and it's not always clean cut. But anyway, I have to get going because I have to pick up my children because my husband also coaches baseball. But look at this space I'm in. I'm in a new change of scenery, and this will actually be my permanent scenery in a couple of days. I've been talking about this new agricultural education facility that my school has built, and here we are. This is my classroom space. I know that it's kind of fuzzy behind me because I'm recording in cinematic. It's also very messy in here, but this has been a long time coming. We've been planning for this for over 4 years now. I have an incredible storage space in my back room and a full-size fridge to help support our FFA egg fundraiser subscription service that we do every week. And this is my animal lab space. So it's not done yet. Technically, we haven't gotten the green light to move into this space yet, but the barn is pretty much divided in half. Half of it is classroom space, bathroom, closet. The other half is animal space. So this is the animal space right here. There are 3 permanent pens, and then we have a ton of temporary use spacing. This is my feed storage closet. Of course, stairs going up to the ventilation systems up top, because when you have a classroom and animals living in the same space, they have to have separate ventilation systems. This was a very expensive project, but this was capital funded. Where is the hay going to be put, you may ask? Well, right outside this door. Over here, there will be temporary walls that will be put up. Originally, they were supposed to be sliding. I don't know if they're going to be sliding anymore, but there will be a barrier there to protect the hay from wind and rain and all that stuff. So we're so close to moving in.